Hey guys, how's it going? It's Isu here. So this is part 6 of my Paragon Early Access Beginner's Guide, and for this video we're going to be doing an overview of cards, how to read them and how they work, and also just the basic understanding of how to build a deck in Paragon. So let's get into it here. So first I need you guys to click on Profile and then click on Decks, and these are some of the decks I've built in the game. We're going to click on New Deck here. And we'll probably be using Twin Blast as an example here. And these are the two standard decks that Epic has created for us. And every single hero in the game has at least one or two standard decks that you can use to get you started in the game. So we're going to overview their attack speed deck for Twin Blast. So we'll click on Create. And on the left over here, these are all the cards that they've given us. So this is their build that they have provided to us. You get into the game, and this is basically how you can build Twin Blast. And this, like I said, attack speed build with a bit of crit, it looks like, and a bit of health. But let's get into it. So first things first, let's review what cards do. So looking at this card, this is a Whirling One. In this case, this would not work for Twin Blast. He's a physical damage based hero. This is energy damage, but the cards in here, it's not filtered out yet. But not to worry, guys. We're just going to use this as an example. So this is 7.6 energy damage, and it has 6.5 attack speed. So these are the card's base stats. Now underneath that, it says fully upgraded bonus, and there's 3 open slots. So, and then underneath that, it says another 7.6 energy damage and another 6.5 attack speed. So what this means is that when you fully upgrade this card, so when you buy 3 upgrades and put it into your card, what ends up happening is you'll gain access to that fully upgraded bonus, which is an additional 7.6 and 6.5 attack speed. So essentially, you're doubling the effectiveness of this card. And this would go for anything. So if you look at this card's fully upgraded bonus would be 15.2 upgraded bonus. So, and you look at this card, it's the exact same thing. So this one's fully upgraded bonus is 44 energy armor. So when you fully upgrade your card, you'll gain access to the bonus stat that's underneath it. So let's look at something a little bit different here. So let's look at this one here. This one says unique active. So it doesn't say fully upgraded bonus. This just says unique active. So one thing about the word unique, it means you only have one of these cards. So in this case, this particular card has a unique active ability, which gives you plus 50% increased damage against shielded enemies for 5 seconds, and it has a 2-minute cooldown. So you slot this in your character, and you can use it right away. It doesn't require you to fully upgrade it before you can start using it. So you put this card in and you have access to this active ability. And I should have mentioned before, this is an active card, and if you look at here, this says passive. So there are passive and active slots in your character screen. So when you slot in your cards, you have to ensure that you put your active card in your active slot. The game won't allow you to put an active card in a passive slot, but just letting you guys know that this is an active card, which means you have to click a button or to activate this card in order to activate this ability. All right, so let's look at something else over here. So this one here is fully upgraded bonus, unique passive. So in this case, again, the word unique means you only can have one of these cards. You cannot stack 2 of these cards, and they won't give you, double of its effectiveness essentially. So if you read this one, it says unique passive. This is while critically wounded on hit with the basic attack, apply a stack of burn to targets, max 10 stacks. But this one here, you don't gain access to this passive until you fully upgrade it, because it does say fully upgraded bonus. Where this one here, it says unique active. You can use it right away. So let's look at something else. So this is another unique active. You can automatically get this right away. This one here is a unique passive, and you can get this. And this is actually another example. See how this one says fully upgraded bonus? You get this unique passive. This one here doesn't say fully upgraded bonus. This one, you automatically put it in and you automatically get this passive bonus. So you got to look at what the cards are telling you. And in this case here, you don't have to fully upgrade it to get this unique passive. So that's pretty much, understanding the cards in a nutshell of how to read the cards and how they benefit your hero. So now we're going to look at the deck that Epic has created for Twin Blast. This is the attack speed deck. So first things first, this is the Prime card here. You might be wondering what the Prime card is, and this is essentially a card that will activate or give you these stats when you kill the minion that holds the Orb Prime. The minion itself currently doesn't have a name. It may be called Orb Prime, but right now let's call it the Orb Prime minion. So there's the minion in the middle of the map, and if your team kills it and you carry the orb and you dunk it in the area that it needs to be put in, then you automatically get these bonus. So which is really great bonuses, obviously. So that's basically what this card is. I'll be creating a video on Orb Prime and you know, how that mechanic works in the game and how this card can activate that. But that's the card that they give you, which is a physical damage card, right? So these are your consumables. So these are your basic consumables. I mean, generally every hero in the game should have all 4 of these consumables. It doesn't make sense not to have all 4 unless you have a card that gives you wards, but that's going into something a little bit different. But this is a harvester key. You got your health potion, you got your mana potion, and you got your ward, right? So your harvester key, as you know from the harvester video that I created earlier, you get this key. It reduces your harvester build time for down to 6 seconds instead of 30 seconds. You got your health potion. This gives you 3 charges of 14 health regen over time. You got your mana potion, again 3 charges of 14 mana regen over time, and you got your scout's ward, which I will be creating a video on this as well. And in this, basically you put the ward down and it basically covers the area for vision. Alright, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of this build over here. And really what makes the build, or any build really, is your 6 equipment cards that you pick for your hero. So in this case, Epic has created this build. It's an attack speed build, but it's kind of questionable because there's a bunch of other stuff in here. But this is the Amulet of Veteran, 1 Blade of Agora. It looks like they have 2 Spear of the Rift Hunters and 2 Windcarver Blades. So this may not be the order that they want you to build it in, but we'll just review it based on the order that they have it here. So they've given you an Amulet of the Veteran, and in this case, bonus upgrade is 200 health. And they're telling you to spend 3 points on the greater health, which uses 300 health, and then another 2 points on another 4 points actually, because there's 2 of these cards for 200 health each. So really, what they're trying to do is they're trying to give you guys some more sustain, some more life in here. So that's pretty much what it is. So if you total this up, this equals your 10 points. So if this is your first card that you're going to be putting in for Twin Blast, so when you're out in the field and you're killing stuff and you're getting your last hits, you're killing minions, you're killing heroes, you're coming back, you're accumulating card points, you're harvesting, you're doing stuff, you know, your first 10 points you could potentially use on this card right over here and upgrade it. So you don't have to wait till you get 10 points to get this card. You can potentially just buy the 3 points, and if you have 5 points or 6 points, you could get a 3 plus this 3 and then go back out and then eventually get the remainder 4 points with these 2 cards over here. So let's look into the next card over here. So they've given us the Blade of Agora, so which gives you 7.6 physical damage and 50% crit bonus, right? So in this case, when you fully upgrade this card, you're going to get access to this crit bonus, and they're basically telling us to use 3 major strikes, which is 3 points each. So in this case, this fully upgraded card costs 12 points. Now, a little tip here, guys. You don't want to essentially get this card off the bat, or one of the first cards, until you have crit. This card itself gives you a crit bonus, so if you have 0% crit, which every hero has to start off with, you are essentially wasting that bonus. You do not have access to that bonus because you have no chance of critting. So this leads us into the next 2 cards that they've given us, is they've given us Spear of the Rift Hunter, which gives us crit, right? So it gives you 4% crit, and the bonus itself is another 4% crit, so its base stats is 8% crit once you fully upgrade it, and plus obviously the physical damage, right? And they're telling us to use a 3-point crit chance, another 2-point crit chance, and then a minor or just a regular strike with 15.2 physical damage. So same thing over here, but in this case they're looking like they're going to just load us up with more crit. And then in the Windcarver Blade, I think, which we reviewed earlier, it's really just attack speed and physical damage, and you know, they're telling us to give us more attack speed here, and they're giving us more physical damage, and same over here. In this case, they're giving us all attack speed. So this is pretty much the build that they give. So this build here focuses on attack speed, damage, crit, and then bonus crit, and then they've given you some sustain over here with some more health, right? So if you actually add up all these points that you see right here, this actually equals 59. So in the game, the total amount of points you can get is 60 card points. So if you end up playing a very long, drawn-out game, eventually you'll hit 60 points of card points that you can use. And in this case, the idea is that you have 6 equipment slots to put cards in, right? So when you first start the game, you'll probably get a health potion, a mana potion, a ward, harvester, whatever the case is. You'll have some slots taken. As you get to late game, you'll be discarding these cards and then putting in your other equipment cards. So when you get into complete late game, you'll have a total of 60 points. You'll never have more than 60 points. So an optimal build would be for you to create 6 equipment cards, which they shown here, and all equipment cards equaling 60 points. In this case, this is just shy from optimal. It's 1 point off of 60 points, but it's definitely still a decent card build for sure for Twin Blast. So this is pretty much the build that they've given us, and it's a decent build. It's definitely a good starter build. It doesn't have access to any of the higher end quote unquote cards or the more rarer cards, but it's still a very viable build. And really at the end of the day, if you have the skill and ability, this deck build will definitely take you far. There's nothing wrong with this deck build. It's a very good deck build. So that's pretty much the deck that Epic has put together for us. And by looking at what they've done, you can actually go back and create your own deck. Click New, click Twin Blast, and just create. And you'll start off with, pick your Prime, which we know, Twin Blast is a physical damage based hero, and you know that you have to pick your 4. Pick your health, your mana, your harvester keys, pick your Scout Sword. And now this is the fun part, guys. This is the fun part where you start picking your equipment cards. Do you want, let's pick up 2 Wind Carver. Let's pick up Wind Carver Blade. Let's say kinetic, add, and so forth. So you would essentially build, again, 6 equipment cards, and then make sure all your points equal 60 points. So that's pretty much it, guys. So hopefully this helps you guys understand on how to create a deck in Paragon, and even just understanding how the cards work. And I'll definitely be creating another video later on about advanced tips and tricks on how to create a deck using all different types of cards. So stay tuned for that. So if you liked the video, drop a like down below. Any comments and suggestions down below as well. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Have a good one, guys. Take it easy.